This letter outlines how Amazon's economic logic depends on long-term orientation, experimentation, and customer obsession. It highlights how new competencies such as hardware design and logistics enable Amazon to create new categories and expand TAM over time.
To our share owners, in this turbulent global economy, our fundamental approach remains the same. Stay heads down, focused on the long term and obsessed over customers. Long-term thinking levers our existing abilities and lets us do new things we couldn't otherwise contemplate. It supports the failure and iteration required for invention, and it frees us to pioneer in unexplored spaces. Seek instant gratification, or the elusive promise of it, and chances are you'll find a crowd there ahead of you.
This framing matters. Most markets over-index on short-term optimization. Bezos highlights that persistent long-term mispricing enables asymmetric outcomes because few players endure iteration cycles long enough to capture structural advantages.
Long-term orientation interacts well with customer obsession. If we can identify a customer need and if we can further develop conviction that that need is meaningful and durable, our approach permits us to work patiently for multiple years to deliver a solution. Working backwards from customer needs can be contrasted with a skills-forward approach where existing skills and competencies are used to drive business opportunities.
This distinction is one of Amazon's strategic pillars. Working backwards forces innovation toward demand, not supply. Companies anchored in skills-forward risk stagnation because capabilities ossify while customer needs evolve. Amazon builds new skills to chase durable demand curves.
The skills-forward approach says, we are really good at X, what else can we do with X? That's a useful and rewarding business approach. However, if used exclusively, the company employing it will never be driven to develop fresh skills. Eventually, the existing skills will become outmoded. Working backwards from customer needs often demands that we acquire new competencies and exercise new muscles, never mind how uncomfortable and awkward feeling those first steps might be.
Bezos is articulating skill renewal as a competitive moat. Most firms avoid discomfort, so capability expansion dies prematurely. Amazon institutionalizes discomfort, allowing it to enter new industries where incumbents underestimate the value of customer-aligned reinvention.
Kindle is a good example of our fundamental approach. More than 4 years ago, we began with a long-term vision, every book ever printed, in any language, all available in less than 60 seconds. The customer experience we envisioned didn't allow for any hard lines of demarcation between Kindle the device and Kindle the service. The two had to blend together seamlessly.
This demonstrates Amazon's full-stack mentality. Control device plus service plus distribution to guarantee UX outcomes. Instead of incremental improvements to existing book retail channels, they redesigned the frontier conditions of reading itself.
Amazon had never designed or built a hardware device, but rather than change the vision to accommodate our then existing skills, we hired a number of talented and missionary hardware engineers and got started learning a new institutional skill, one that we needed to better serve readers in the future. We're grateful and excited that Kindle sales have exceeded our most optimistic expectations. On February 23rd, we began shipping Kindle 2. If you haven't seen it, Kindle 2 is everything customers loved about the original Kindle, only thinner, faster, with a crisper display, and longer battery life, and capable of holding 1,500 books. You can choose from more than 250,000 of the most popular books, magazines, and newspapers. Wireless delivery is free, and you'll have your book in less than 60 seconds. We've received thousands of feedback emails from customers about Kindle, and, remarkably, -26% of them contain the word love.
This metric matters. Love indicates high emotional NPS rather than basic satisfaction. Emotional affinity accelerates adoption, increases switching costs, and compounds word of mouth, critical in markets where traditional advertising cannot efficiently create demand.
Customer experience pillars. In our retail business, we have strong conviction that customers value low prices, vast selection, and fast, convenient delivery, and that these needs will remain stable over time. It is difficult for us to imagine that 10 years from now, customers will want higher prices, less selection, or slower delivery. Our belief in the durability of these pillars is what gives us the confidence required to invest in strengthening them.
This is Bezos defining Amazon's invariant strategy. Invest in things customers will always want. Durable demands justify long-term capex because they don't decay. Competitors often optimize short-term margins. Amazon sacrifices margin for velocity and scale. This is how they expand monopoly-like power without predatory pricing arguments. Customers actively prefer them.
Our pricing objective is to earn customer trust, not to optimize short-term profit dollars. We take it as an article of faith that pricing in this manner is the best way to grow our aggregate profit dollars over the long term. We may make less per item, but by consistently earning trust we will sell many more items. Therefore, we offer low prices across our entire product range. For the same reason, we continue to invest in our free shipping programs, including Amazon Prime. Customers are well-informed and smart, and they evaluate the total cost, including delivery charges, when making their purchasing decisions. In the last 12 months, customers worldwide have saved more than $800 million by taking advantage of our free shipping offers. We're relentlessly focused on adding selection, both by increasing selection inside existing categories and by adding new categories. We've added 28 new categories since 2007.
Prime and free shipping are not perks, they are behavioral flywheels. Reduced friction, increased purchase frequency, higher LTV, larger economies of scale, lower unit costs, more friction reduction. Bezos gamifies aggregation. Once customers anchor on free shipping, competitors become structurally disadvantaged unless they match cost structure, which is nearly impossible without Amazon's volume and logistics density.
One business that is rapidly growing and continues to surprise me is our shoe store, Endless.com, which we launched in 2007. Fast, reliable delivery is important to customers. In 2005, we launched Amazon Prime. For $79 per year, Prime members get unlimited express two-day shipping for free and upgrades to one-day delivery for just $3.99. In 2007, we launched Fulfillment by Amazon, a new service for third-party sellers. With FBA, sellers warehouse their inventory in our global fulfillment network, and we pick, pack, and ship to the end customer on the seller's behalf. FBA items are eligible for Amazon Prime and Super Saver shipping, just as if the items were Amazon-owned inventory. As a result, FBA both improves the customer experience and drives seller sales. In the fourth quarter of 2008, we shipped more than 3 million units on behalf of sellers who use Fulfillment by Amazon.
FBA is a masterstroke. It externalizes inventory risk to sellers while internalizing logistics scale to Amazon. It increases SKU liquidity, boosts Prime value, and extracts platform rents without owning all inventory. Eventually, FBA becomes infrastructure others depend on, transforming Amazon from retailer, marketplace, logistics nation-state with leverage over supply chains.
Prudent spending. The customer experience path we've chosen requires us to have an efficient cost structure. The good news for shareowners is that we see much opportunity for improvement in that regard. Everywhere we look and we all look, we find what experienced Japanese manufacturers would call muda or waste. I find this incredibly energizing. I see it as potential, years and years of variable and fixed productivity gains, and more efficient, higher velocity, more flexible capital expenditures. Our primary financial goal remains maximizing long-term free cash flow and doing so with high rates of return on invested capital. We are investing heartily in Amazon Web Services, in tools for third-party sellers, in digital media, in China, and in new product categories. And we make these investments with the belief that they can be of meaningful scale and can clear our high bar for returns.
Note the shift. AWS appears here not as a side project but within Amazon's financial architecture. CapEx heavy, high return, scalable, and durable. Bezos frames Amazon as a capital allocator disguised as a retailer. The focus on FCF rather than GAAP profits is critical. Wall Street mispriced Amazon for a decade because it didn't understand ATC, aggregate total cash flow, compounding.
Around the world, amazing, inventive, and hardworking Amazonians are putting customers first. I take great pride in being part of this team. We thank you, our owners, for your support, for your encouragement, and for joining us on our continuing adventure. As always, I attach our 1997 letter to shareowners. Even as the rate of change accelerates, we hope and believe our focus on what stays the same should serve us well. Jeffrey P. Bezos, Founder and Chief Executive Officer. Amazon.com, Inc.
Amazon's 2008 letter shows a company optimizing for invariance, low prices, vast selection, and fast delivery. It frames customer trust as the ultimate economic moat because it compounds purchase frequency and lifetime value. The strategy blends capital allocation with behavioral design, turning logistics into a flywheel rather than a cost center. Kindle and AWS prove Amazon can internalize new skills when required by customer need. The result is a business that grows by reducing friction rather than increasing margin.